What's going on, guys? This is Damien from the Lookout, and today I am here with full Dragon Ball Super Card Game Masters BT27 meta. Yes, the full metagame report. All of the events so far, including the first anniversary box 1, because that one was basically BT27. At least, I mean the European anniversary box 1. So before we begin, huge shout out to the Coffee Club, our lovely patrons. These are our $2 and our patrons, the best coffee. They keep this crazy content grind going. And guys, thanks out for support. If you wish to join the Coffee Club, link to a Patreon is in the description below. And I think that's about everything. Roll the video. As with all our videos, let's start with the breakdown. So I'm gonna give you a full BT27 meta breakdown. This will include the first anniversary box event, the one in Europe, because I was gathering and compiling a lot of data, and the anniversary box didn't really do anything. Thank you, Bandai. The anniversary box really didn't do much, at least on this first event. We'll be going through the leader breakdown, colors breakdown, talk about whether or not the meta was good, and then we'll just wrap it up with a summary. Let's go. Let's start with the leaders. Now, I'm only taking into consideration leaders which have topped at least 6 times so far in the metagame, in the BT27 meta. As you can see, Vegeta topped the most. Vegeta topped the most by far, even more than Uova did. However, Vegeta won less amount of events than Uova. I don't have the exact amount, but it was below 4, I would say, while Nuova won a lot more, especially since it came out, let alone just in the BT27 meta. Nuova topped 30 times. These two are the outliers. These two are the best ones. Then, going to third place, you already see a massive discrepancy here, with Gammas at 17, 13 tops less than Nuova, and Broly, the Big Iron Broly, at 12. And these are the 4 best decks, out of which Nuova and Vegeta are by far the most represented ones. Then we're going to other colors, and these have less than 12, starting at 8, with Pan-Zeno being the best black deck in the format, and then the other ones have around 7 or 6 tops. So yeah, if we put the numbers together, we can see that Vegeta and Uova are just crushing it. They are just crushing it. But hey, there is also a very fair number of other decks which have performed well in the metagame. However, let's bring in some more decks. What about decks which have topped like 5 to 4 times? Okay, so the following leaders have topped 5 to 4 times: Cell Reboot, Mechikabura, Tapion, Frieza Swap, Pen Reboot, and SS4 Goku Zeno. So when you add these, yeah, there are a lot more leaders which are capable of topping events, and they are well represented across all colors. Out of all of these, Frieza actually won 2 events. Frieza Swap won more than any other one here in BT27 meta. It's by far the best one. Again, what we see here is a fair color representation across the board. Each color is represented here, though red has been, well, overall red has just had 2 decks. Red just had 2 decks, because Vegeta is just so much better than anything else in the color. There were also 2 decks with 3 tops, and those are Cooler Mill and Adventure Coup, the Goku from BT27. Those 2 came very, very shy of ending on this list with just 3 tops, but that's still enough for you to keep an eye on these decks as viable competitors in the format. I mean, not to keep an eye, but more to say like, yeah, these were viable competitors, viable picks in the BT27 meta. Now, I don't usually cover this part, but this is very cool. How did BT27 do is this set? Phenomenally well. BT27, in terms of competitive decks, has been the best designed set since I started covering the game 4 years ago. This has been by far the best designed set, competitive wise, since I started covering Dragon Ball actively here on YouTube. We have Vegeta, Gamma, Adventure Coup, Big Iron Broly, and Mechikabura. 5 out of 10 leaders have topped 3+ times, and out of those 5, 3 of them, Vegeta, Gamma, and Broly, are in the top 4 most represented decks in Top Cuts, like top 16s. That is huge. That is a massive accomplishment when it comes to card design. 1 leader per color got a competitive deck. Well, Mehi being the only leader in his color. This is much better than with most sets. Now, unfortunately, where highs are very high, the lows are also very low. That means that their counterparts, the other decks in the color, were just bad. Like the other 4 were just awful. Piccolo, Zeno, unfortunately Jiren, and Frieza. None of them actually accomplished anything. Some of them just being atrociously bad, like Zeno deck. Like Zeno deck is just goddamn awful. But yeah, when it comes to how BT27 did as a set, competitively, this is the best set that we've had. And I hope that BT28 follows in its footsteps. Moving on to colors, these are all leaders which have topped 6 or more times combined in a single color. If they, all members of a color. 50 yellow decks. 50. And then 46 red, and all of those are Vegetas. Like, this is insane. It is very, very close. It is very close between yellow and red. And yellow gets the tipping point here only because yellow has more representative in its color, which actually allows it to boost the numbers, while red is just Vegeta and nothing else. Then we have 26 blue decks, and if you look at the difference between 3rd and 2nd place, that is 20 decks. That is a wild number. That is an absolutely wild number of just how large this disparity is between the colors. Then you have 12 green and just 9 black, and all of those are pan. Because I counted, if I told you 8 previously, I said that wrong. I've double checked. So, should be 9. Yeah. It is insane. And blue is carried by Gamma and Bojack. Blue only has 2 decks which are actually carrying it in the 6+ tops range. But let's expand this range and include the other decks as well. Now that we have expanded a bit, yellow is still the best one at 54 decks, while red is at 51. We have added the 5-4 results. Black overtakes green just by 1 top. Black goes from 9 to 17, while green just gets the 4 tops from Cell and lands at 16. Blue gets boosted just by 4 Tapion tops to 30, and now the difference between blue and red has actually increased by 1. So it's 21, actually increased by 1, yeah. So previous 20 plus 1, it's 21 decks. Red and yellow are at the same distance. Well, a bit shorter. Now it's not 4 decks, it is 3. But again, if you look at the entire chart, the difference is not that important between these two. as it is important between them and everything else. So in the overall scheme of color balance, it is yellow and red. However we take it, it's yellow and red on top. Both of them very, very close, but with a little leader diversity. And then other colors have higher leader diversity, which boosts their numbers a bit here and there, but just not enough tops to overtake or even come close to red and yellow. Now, is this a sign of a healthy or unhealthy metagame? I would say that this is still a sign of a healthy metagame, especially if you take a look at the big pie chart of leaders. For example, what's going on in Fusion World at the moment is more unhealthy, with Kid Buu taking the majority of the pie chart, though that is just event-wise, while we have all around, we have a lot bigger pool of leaders which you can actually top competitive events. So color diversity is not good. Color diversity is not good at all, but leader diversity is high enough to create a somewhat healthy metagame. And a lot of players have been calling this the best metagame that we have had in a while, with calls for ban list just touching small things, which would bring even more decks into the game. Now, finally, let's talk about the metagame. This is supposed to be the summary slide, right? BT27 meta has been amazing. It has been absolutely amazing. I am happy to report that, in my opinion, it has been the best metagame that we have had in a while. Bandai being reluctant to hit Vegeta and Uova, though, kept even more decks out of the picture. Now, if Bandai actually hit Vegeta and Uova when they were supposed to, we would be getting a lot more decks, and the anniversary box metagame would not look like BT27 all over again, because that's what I am expecting, but we will see as more any box events start showing up. Because at the moment, it doesn't look like anniversary box did anything, but BT27 meta has already been diverse enough. Making finals, this is a big point. Making finals open in white has done wonders for the state of the game in America. This goes specifically for America, because Americans always had closed invites. And I will die on the hill that finals should never be closed in white again. Finals should just be open in white. It's better for attendance numbers, and it is better for the health of the metagame. Because as you can see, with no pressure to keep topping or just to hit top 16 to get the invite for the finals, American players, which are the largest player base in the world, have been experimenting more and more with various decks. And this actually created the healthier metagame, because there is no pressure anymore where it is like, I need to play one of the free decks in order to top and to get my invite. That is what open invite decision has done. And that's why I believe that we should always have open invite. Closed doesn't really make sense for Masters. It's not like we have insane numbers, so like closed invite. No, just keep it like this. This is awesome. Unfortunately, on a bit of a negative side, promos didn't do much for the meta. Promo cards didn't do much. The only tournament promo which actually changed the game meta-wise was the one for Frieza Swap. Because Frieza Swap's promos are just insane. They're so strong that the deck is now legitimately a competitive deck which won twice. It topped 4 times and won twice. Yeah, Frieza is insane. Frieza is just absolutely crazy. I wish we got to see more with promos. And I am still gonna call it out as Bandai being reluctant to hit Vegeta and Uova, because if those decks went away, we would likely be seeing more decks which got legacy support in the form of promo cards in the metagame. Like Yellow Garlic, for example, would be a legitimate choice now. Overall, this is one of the best metas so far. Is it the best one? I wanna say yes. And I have been covering the game since BT17, on YouTube at least. So I can't recall of a metagame that has been this healthy. Earlier last year, before 25, it was also well. It was also really, really good. Anyways, yeah, that was the video. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of the meta? How did you enjoy the BT27 metagame so far? I'm always gonna say so far because I'm very reluctant when it comes to believing that Anniversary Box is gonna do anything. So let me know how you have been enjoying this meta. Is this really the best meta that we have ever had? Let me know in the comments. I read all of your comments. I try to respond to everything. Yeah, it's been a bit hectic, but I am trying. And yeah, while you're here, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Help us get to 6k subs when I'm gonna give away a booster box. This has been Damien from the Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.